ceremony. You've been passing by this spot all week, and you may not have known, but this is hallowed ground at Boise State. This is the site of the Tomb of the Unknown. Behind it is the National Cemetery for Boise State. We will explain that in a moment. I'm going to ask that all counselors please turn your radios off so that we aren't interrupted during the ceremony. Thank you. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. A group of men and women stand to honor all veterans known only to God. They stand guard over the Tomb of the Unknown at Arlington National Cemetery. The tomb has been patrolled continuously since 1930. They march in front of the tomb in all kinds of weather. When you ask them why they do this, they say that the answer is simple: because the men and women we are honoring deserve it. They walk 21 steps in front of the tomb. 21 steps stands for a 21-gun salute. That is the highest honor you can receive. They stop, turn to the tomb, wait 21 seconds, and come back. They wait 21 seconds for the same reason. They wear white gloves. Their gloves are wet, so they do not drop their weapon. The guards carry the rifle on the shoulder that is away from the tomb. They have a shift of 30 minutes at a time. This is in all kinds of weather. A person that applies for a tomb guard, a male, has to be 5'10" to 6'2". His waist cannot exceed 30 inches. Of course, there are different standards for women. Other requirements for the guard is they have to give 2 years of their life as a tomb guard. They live in the barracks underneath the tomb. They are not allowed to drink alcohol on duty or off duty. They cannot disrespect the uniform in any way. They are not allowed to use any bad language. After that 2 years, providing they adhere to all the rules, they are issued a pin that they can wear for life, as long as they don't break any of the rules. Right now, there are only 400 of those pins worn. Their shoes are specially made. If you've been to Arlington, you hear loud clicks when they move. They have special soles to keep their feet from burning in the cold, or in the cold. The first 6 months that they're a tomb guard, they're not allowed to watch any TV, have a cell phone, and they have to learn where all 176 noble individuals are buried at Arlington. They're given a test. Their uniform, it takes them 3 hours a day to prepare it. It can have no wrinkles, nothing out of place. This uniform is wool. The reason it's wool is because that holds a crease longer than any other material. Some of the notables that are buried at Arlington are Joe Louis, the boxer, President Taft, Audie Murphy, the most decorated American veteran, and our own Mr. Frank Woodruff Buckles from West Virginia. The tomb has some carvings on it. On the north and south face of the tomb, you can see 6 wreaths. These wreaths stand for 6 major battles of World War I. On the east face of the tomb, there are are three figures. Now, this is part of the tomb that the public usually doesn't see. The three figures from left to right are peace, victory, and valor. Peace, on the left, is holding a dove in her hand, while holding the right hand of victory. Valor, on the right, is holding a broken sword in his hand and facing victory. Victory in the middle is holding the hand of peace and extending an olive branch towards valor. This symbolizes our devotion to peace and honor. On the west face of the tomb, which most people see, which faces the Memorial Amphitheater, has these words: "Here rests in honored glory an American soldier known but to God." In the amphitheater behind, there's a short prayer that says, "Eternal rest grant them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them." In 2003, when Hurricane Isabel hit Washington, D.C., the U.S. House and the Senate suspended for the guard of walking their post. On the evening news, they reported this. The old guard came back on the news and said, "We're not doing that. We're guarding the tomb." So in pelting rain and in hurricane winds, they guarded the tomb. And again, when they were asked, it's because the servicemen and women that are here deserve it. As you can see, it takes a special person to be a tomb guard. Someone who loves their country, an individual who's willing to give up personal pleasures to honor the brave men and women who have given the ultimate sacrifice. Remember, the tomb has been patrolled 24/7 continuously since 1930. In all kinds of weather. They don't get to watch TV for the first 6 months. No cell phones, no MP3, no iPods, none of that stuff. It's a special breed of American that takes to do that. As we've been talking here, as you can see, you have your own Boy State Honor Guard. They've been guarding the tomb here. At this time, we will have some wreath presentation. Your governor and his crew will present some wreaths. The first wreath to be presented will be the American Legion wreath. Thank you, Governor. The next wreath will be in honor of all West Virginia veterans. The last wreath will be for our MIA and POWs. Thank you. Now, as you're watching our tomb guards do their duty, I'm going to tell you some things about the crosses that are behind. That is the Boy State National Cemetery. There are a number of crosses for each era of war. The first section for World War I, West Virginia lost 1,820 people. There are two crosses depicting for World War I. In World War II, West Virginia lost 7,037. There are 8 crosses depicting World War II. In Korea, we lost 1,388. There are 2 crosses for Korea. In Vietnam, 1,182 West Virginians. For Beirut, the Gulf War, and various other skirmishes such as Panama, we lost 15 West Virginians. In Saudi Arabia, Iraqi freedom and enduring freedom, we lost so far 40 West Virginians. The total number of West Virginians killed in battle is 11,475. As you can see, the Guard has been changing, and the changing of the Guard. We will now have an honor for all veterans by your Boise State Honor Guard. Honor Guard, present the honor. As I said, when you perform Tomb Guard duties, to successfully, you get a pin. Your Boise State Tomb Guards will receive their Tomb Guard pin in the ceremony following this. That concludes our ceremony for the Tomb of the Unknown. I thank you for your attention, and you can now report to the Assembly Hall for the assembly. Thank you, gentlemen.